Breaking news, guys. Radio Biafra satellite brokers ignite panic in Aso Rock. Now, Aso Rock is worried. When they tell them, say, hey, this matter of Biafra, the way when they take am, una supposed to deal with the issue on ground, though, because the more you push, the more you see wonders. So, breaking news, guys. Radio Biafra has emerged again on powerful satellite frequencies. This bold move has sent shockwaves through Aso Rock, causing panic within the government. The new broadcast has disrupted existing frequency bands, signaling a major shift in Nigeria's media landscape. So join us as we drive deep into what this means for the Biafra movement, government reactions, and the future of independent broadcasting in Nigeria. So stay tuned and don't miss any updates. I beg, this one na Prospect Channels TV. If today be your first time when you discover our channel, please subscribe. This is really, really banger. Please don't go away. Stay to the end of this video. Let's get there. I will be right back.
We've seen, the Fulanis report Biafra radio to Aso Rock and to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They said, the Biafran, freedom is getting closer, and the gospel and the freedom of Biafra is getting much louder. And with this now, the Fulanis are in complete disarray. They're in a very big panic mode, and they've reported, the Biafra radio to Tinubu, just like what they do to Nnamdi Kanu. They said Nnamdi Kanu was causing incitement to this radio that Tinubu and the Nigerian government must find everything possible, every way possible, to make sure they stop this Biafra radio from functioning. And at the same time, in 3 continents, this radio has gotten massive support from 3 different continents. What is your take as regards this?
Yes, I can tell you very clearly, it's a welcome development for 85 million Biafrans all over the world who are bent on hearing their own news and hearing their own diplomatic moves, hearing their own negotiations, hearing their own treaties, establishing diplomatic relations, and know how a Biafra government is going to be factored. And the thing is that a lot of people did not believe that what happened in Finland was just ordinary. They never knew it was not an ordinary thing, and the Biafran government and the IPOB are establishing their presence in all the continents in the world, and the quickest way to get to reach the people, because of the Biafrans who are scattered all over the world, is to establish this radio Biafra. Even though if there's going to be an election, it's still going to be okay. If there's not going to be an election, it's still going to be okay, because it's a proper takeoff, digital takeoff, communication takeoff, diplomatic takeoff, sanitization takeoff for 85 million Biafrans all over the world. It has been established, launched, approved by relevant authorities in that regard, with Ngozi Rabeze and some other people, spearheading it. And someone seems to have been very, happy, joy, tears, knowing fully well that his subjects have taken up the matter of Biafra, the Biafran Charter, and the Biafran recognition campaign to the more global world. In 3 continents of the universe, it's not a joke, Africa included, and it's going to bring about Africanism too. It's going to, from what we are hearing, someone from one of the countries has already said to meet Ibrahim Traore to move further in recognition of Ambazonia and Biafra together in that regard, and for support of the Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra was somehow went down in the past, and they felt that it was as relevant as recognition of Biafra the Biafran government is seeking all over the world. And by this way, we keep on sanitizing, getting to communicate and recommunicate to Biafrans both home and abroad, especially our brothers in the South. Very important, and also a medium of translation of the languages among African nations, among continents. If you are in China, you're going to be hearing Radio Biafra in China. If you're from Swahili, South Africa, Zulu, you are going to be hearing Biafran, language. In Hausa too, there's going to be hearing Biafran radio everywhere. So I think the people who taught this have deepened the Biafran solidarity and recognition all over the world.
Okay, but we see what happened, during when Nnamdi Kanu wanted to bring radio transmitter, down to Nigeria. Yeah, even recently at the court, the Somoto Show had to go to the DSS facility or office where Nnamdi Kanu is presently in. Where they went to cross check the radio transmitter Nnamdi Kanu brought in. But do you not think that the Fulanis, they know that as long as this radio transmitter is as long as they know that Radio Biafra is functioning, they know that this will bring more awareness for the liberation of Africa and Biafra.
Yeah, in the end, as much as they have taken it upon them, they are the only one that will go there to report in Aso Rock, that the Biafra is back, radio is back on air. They thought that it was something they are just going to, turn down after they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu illegally and other things they are playing with Nigeria. But they didn't know that, we don't know, they don't know the satellite that Biafra radio is operating on now. Whether the Biafran government has launched their Biafra satellite in the air, whether they are in partnership with satellite manufacturing companies or corporations around the world. They don't know. Nobody knows where this one is coming from. But the fact is that, people are receiving frequency on their channels and they are listening, because it is time for us to continue to, build on our own consciousness, build on our own tradition and culture, talk about how we intend to kickstart the incoming government, and of course the several trillions of dollars that has already been put in place to start off to kick off Biafra at the end of the day. So these things has gradually taken shape, so that immediately we get relevant powerful world leaders to adopt and support and recognize, then we'll have a proper takeoff, and that's why we are seeing these things are being established in exile. And that's what they say a Biafran government is exile. It is not a joke. It is a reality.
Okay, but we saw a Biafran, a very passionate Biafra, was so passionate. They said he's ready to drop 500 million for election to hold there in the southern part of Nigeria. He said he will make sure he do his part by donating 500 million, to the people of the Biafran. But a lot of people have advised him. They said, why is he not, investing this money in Biafra radio? Since just for the propagation of the gospel of Biafran, to reach other more continents, just like aside the three that has gotten to. That let him invest this money. Even we've seen other people advise him to invest the money on security down in the southeast, because the Fulani continue to kill. Do you think that he should really put out this money, for the Biafra radio or for the security, purpose?
It's an extremist, a Biafran extremist. There's nothing wrong with that, by showing extremely that you are a Biafranist. That is okay. But yes, support for election. 500 million. Well, that's how zealous, how curious, how overwhelmed to see the most popular Jewish black nation, take place physically, recognized by world leaders. And I appreciate his intentions attached to that 500 million. It's a welcome development. But we have to most times, tell ourselves the reality on ground and the truth. And what is the truth? Currently now, we are taking things face by face, taking steps one after another in reality. And you see, we have so many, Biafrans outside the world, Nigeria, space, after the outside Biafran territories. Currently now, most of them are scattered all over the world. There are people too who are seeking, avenue of which they can get more information. These are people that, either through slave trade, or the Red Cross moved them out during the war, and a lot of means whereby they escaped genocide and war. So those people are looking for a means where they can be getting relevant information, so that we were able to have a one more controlled consciousness. So you can see the positive angle of where if such money is being channeled to project the radio the more, or project the issue of Fulani killing people in the eastern part of the country, and also among other things, establish more resistance movement against the jihadist occupations trying to invade the Biafran land at the end of the day. But let me tell you, add one few things to that direction. There are so many Igbo origin, Igbo slaves, or Igbo, generations that are outside there in different parts of the world. I can tell you about Rihanna. I can tell you about Lil Wayne. I can tell you about Lady Cardi B. So many of them like that, thousands of them, all over there. Now look at what happened to Falcons, Super Falcons. These are the people, maybe they don't really understand what we are talking about when we mention that there should be a liberation of this particular tribe and race that has been subjected to nothing, and still they still carry the illumination of Africa all over the place. You can see what transpired there. At every point in time, you see the Igbo blood, you see the Igbo bloodline, you see the Biafran bloodline, rising to the occasion to transform the image of this country, to send a particular signal, in all ramifications, socially and other. But you can see when it comes to anything that has to do with politics, they will tell you that this one is no go area, they are not entitled, they are not this, they are not that. But when they come to reality, they rise to the occasion. So, and these people from from the background check, we have discovered, they are Biafrans, whether man or woman. Not only in the football industry, also in the social industry, also in the IT industry. So many, all scattered all over the place. This Radio Biafra now is going to serve as a major tool of rebuilding and regaining our consciousness of who we are and what we stand for as the first Jewish black nation in the world, tribe. And that's what we are talking about, Biafra. And these are the only way we can send signals, and then invite comrades, invite ambassadors, invite people to speak on that radio, and so that more sanitization and more understanding of what we intend doing about Biafra will come, especially those our neighboring brothers from the Ejo, Ishekiri, and Urobo, and of course the Middle Belt in Benue and the rest of them.
Alright guys, thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. I beg, drop your comment below the comment section, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, make it go viral, so that Nigerians, especially Biafrans, will understand how the matter they be like this. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.